We are time for the main event, folks. We have reached it. We are here. We've got 352 live viewers here on the show. Thank you all, each and every one of you. I love you guys. Thank you for spending your Monday evening with me. We've got to shout out Odds HQ one more time. Thank you very much for hosting the Die Hard MMA podcast here on the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button for me. Share the show. We put out a lot of content for you. Dare I say the best mixed martial arts content out there today. Magic Marlon Moraes taking on Cory Sandhagen. This is a phenomenal main event. Phenomenal main event. Marlon Moraes is 23-6. Cory Sandhagen is 12-2. Marlon trains out of ATT. His head coach is Mike Brown. Nothing but respect for Mike Brown due to something else. He is a deadly, deadly finisher. He's got that nasty left high kick. That's his best weapon. And he is nothing but explosive. Marlon Moraes has that power that can end the fight on a dime. He relies on that power, though, and that's the problem with Marlon Moraes. So what we've seen from him is he has issues with his pacing and his gas tank. Marlon Moraes has gone to decision 3 times so far in the UFC. All 3 of those have been splits. Let that sink in. Yes, Patrick, he is one punch man. If Marlon Moraes is not able to get that one hitter quitter, he struggles. He slows down drastically in round 2, and he slows down even more in round 3. We even saw that recently in the Jose Aldo fight. Now, I thought he won the Jose Aldo fight. There's a lot of people out there that think he lost that fight, but Jose Aldo flipped the script. He was able to walk him down. He was able to stalk him and put pressure on him. When Jose Aldo started doing that, everyone started thinking Marlon was losing, and he adopted a counter-striking style. He set a personal record. The most significant strikes Marlon Moraes has ever landed in a fight, and he barely made it to the judges' cards. So he squeaked by, but Marlon's record in the UFC could very, very easily be 3-4 instead of being 6-1? Or 5-2, sorry. Those splits, he could have lost to Dominic. Not Dominic, jeez. Somebody typed Scott Brady type in Cruz 2.0 in the chat here. And Dominic Cruz is the first thing that came to mind, throwing me off there. He fought Dodson. He fought John Dodson. And he very easily could have lost that fight. And then he could have lost the Jose Aldo fight. We could see a very, very different record on Marlon Moraes near title contention if those splits go against him. Cory Sandhagen on the split side of this thing. Trains out of Elevation Fight Team, one of my absolute favorite gyms right now. BJJ brown belt, nothing but forward pressure, just relentless with his output. He mixes his attacks up. He goes leg, body, head. You never know where he's coming from. Very creative striker. He doubles up on the jab, and he uses range exceptionally well. Great gas tank. Great gas tank. He also scrambles well. I know he got choked out in his last fight, but Aljamain Sterling is like the ground game master at this weight class. I don't think there's a better grappler at bantamweight than Aljamain Sterling. So not a whole lot of... that's like getting flash knocked out. Getting your back taken and submitted that quickly. That's not going to happen 9 out of 10 times. You know what I mean? That was an evenly matched fight. Whoever implements their game plan is the one that wins it. Aljo just happened to be the guy that night. So I don't think Cory lost a lot coming off of that. He's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage here, and I want to talk about the numbers here for a second, because remember I said that numbers lie in MMA sometimes. They don't lie here. Marlon Moraes averages 3.53 significant strikes per minute. He absorbs 3.69 significant strikes per minute. So Marlon Moraes has actually been outstruck by his opponents over the course of his UFC career. However, he relies on that power. So that take one to give one approach has worked for him more often than not. He's been able to knock people out and submit people extremely quickly to make that work for him. But we've seen the times when he gets drug out, when that fight gets expanded, when it goes to the later rounds. He's not the same guy anymore. Cory Sandhagen so far in his UFC career averages 6.95 significant strikes per minute. 6.95. That's near a record. Nobody has that kind of work rate. Nobody has that kind of output. And he absorbs 4.08. So yes, Cory Sandhagen welcomes strikes. He does get hit, but he's outstriking his opponents by damn near 3 significant strikes per minute. That's unheard of. That is absolutely unheard of. With the height and reach advantage, Cory Sandhagen, I think, is the worst nightmare for a guy like Marlon Moraes. I know a lot of people are talking about Marlon Moraes choking out Aljo, so of course, Aljo choking out Cory means that Marlon will choke out Cory. That's not how it works. Yeah, I see a lot of people in chat. MMA math does not work. VCR, congratulations on your masters. Marlon Moraes doesn't really look for the takedowns. He's a guy that struggles with his gas tank. So because of that, we don't really look to see... He doesn't look to employ the grappling. Because if he can't get the takedown, if he struggles, if he works for the takedown and doesn't get it, he's going to be tired. He's going to be gassed. And against a guy like Cory, who's got the output that he does, you can't afford to be tired. You can't afford to be gassed. Oh, thanks, James. James, you're right. He choked out a Sunsao. Not Aljo. Sorry about that. So, back on track here. Sorry about that. How I see this fight playing out in my head is Cory Sandhagen is going to be a little bit more reserved this fight. He's not going to meet that average of 6.95 significant strikes per minute in this one because he's going to be fully aware of Marlon Moraes. And what we've seen from guys like Henry Cejudo, Jose Aldo, they've given us the script on how you beat this guy. I fully expect Cory Sandhagen to come out a little more reserved in the first round, get a little bit of moving in, get a little bit of striking in, let Marlon take a couple of those big shots at his head, but he's going to stay safe. He's going to stay at range. He's not going to be there to be hit the way a lot of Marlon's other opponents have been. And then in round 2, he's going to notch it up. And then in round 3, he's going to notch it up. And then if it gets to round 4, he's going to notch it up. I just see Marlon fading. I see Marlon getting tired. I see Marlon getting confused by the variety of strikes that Cory's capable of throwing out there. I think this is a dominant victory by Cory Sandhagen, and I think he finishes it in the 3rd round. I think he pulls a Cejudo, and he gets this thing done in round 3. Now, the line is where things get interesting. When I broke this fight down, I wanted to jump all over Cory Sandhagen. I went, that's the side I want to be on, that's who I'm betting. However, Cory was sitting as a minus 156 or so favorite. And I was like, oh man, like, I don't know if I want to play minus 156. Maybe I'll just wait for the inside the distance. Maybe I'll just wait for the knockout. And then this morning, I see nothing but money coming in on Marlon Moraes. So I'm going to tell you all right now, we've got 357 viewers. And I want to tell you all right now, don't go rushing out there and slamming Cory Sandhagen right now. If you tail me, if you like the reads, don't do it yet if you're going to go with me. Because we want that money to continue coming in on Marlon Moraes. What you're going to hear on other podcasts, what you're going to hear from other people looking at this fight is that this is disrespectful of Marlon Moraes. You're going to hear that he should be the favorite in this fight. He should not be the underdog in this fight. And when you look at it from a surface level, when you look at the names on their records, you could agree with that. But that's not the whole story. When you look at the match, when you look at the fight, when you look at the way this thing plays out, I think Cory is rightfully so the favorite in this spot. And I'm hoping that this gets driven down to a pick'em. Because if I can get minus 120 on Cory Sandhagen, I will smash that. I love that. So I'm glad I dodged a bullet and I didn't lay minus 150 on it, because now if I can get minus 140, that's saving me some money. If we can get minus 135, minus 120, I'm all over it. I hope Marlon Moraes backers out there drive this thing to a pick'em price. Marlon Moraes is the type of fighter that can end this fight in the blink of an eye. This could be another 33-second Marlon Moraes win. If Cory Sandhagen leans in the wrong way and gets clipped by a head kick, it's over. That's completely possible. But when you run this fight out over the course of rounds, over the course of time, Cory Sandhagen is the better fighter. Cory Sandhagen has more tools. Cory Sandhagen has the physical advantages. And Cory Sandhagen has, most importantly, the gas tank. Marlon will not be able to keep up with this kid. If this thing makes it out of round 1, it's Cory all day. And if you're a live bettor, maybe that's a way to look at it. Maybe you sit tight. Watch Marlon Moraes have a good first round. Take Cory Sandhagen at plus 120 on the live line when he gets out of round 1, and then watch him take over. That's my read on the main event, folks. That's the way we're going. Planning on betting Cory Sandhagen. It's just a matter of how and when.